Your first victory royale, a feeling that you'd like to remember to this day. Whether you camped in a bush the whole game and ambushed the last guy, or went on eliminations frenzy and defeating the final player, or even if you're carried by the one pro level friend, we all have a vivid memory of that moment. Most people have clung onto that feeling, which has long since faded since our early beginnings with Fortnite. With the honeymoon phase of Fortnite being over, how can Epic bring back those same feelings of nostalgia we had all those years ago? Fast forward to the 3rd of November 2023, where Fortnite's newest season released. Chapter 4 Season OG, a one-to-one recreation of Fortnite Chapter 1 Season 5, filled to the brim with all your favourite OG weapons and of course, new outfits in the item shop. The premise was that with each week, we would cycle through a different Chapter 1 season, with each season getting a map update to reflect as such. It was an amazing experience for both old and new players alike, and it's so well that Epic Games has confirmed that we'll be seeing another instance of Fortnite OG this year. What you may be asking yourself is, what made this experience so successful? Before we get started, I would just like to say that if you want to support me in the item shop, it would mean the absolute world to me if you could use code Starlink when making any purchases. If you do decide to, please tag me on Twitter at Starlink89 and I'll give you a shout out in a future video. And while you're over there, be able to drop me a follow because I do actually tweet quite a bit. And now back to the topic at hand. Nostalgia. Nostalgia is defined as a sentimental longing or wistful affection for a period in the past. And in this case, this can be applied to Fortnite, Chapter 1, in which people hold very high standards due to the simplicity of the time and freshness of the game. For years, people have been asking for the chance for it to return to these simpler times, be it through an LTM or a map switching option. People wanted to go back to building on Athena, and now, after the introduction of the time machine in Fortnite Last Resort, Epic has found a way to fulfill our desires, a 1-month-long mini-season. After weeks of cryptic teasers and nervous anticipation, Fortnite OG launched, and with it came droves of people. On the first day of the season, Fortnite had an average of 2,350,386 players, and a total of 5,888,686 unique players. And the following day, having 44.7 million players jumping in, and 102 million hours of play, as stated by the official Fortnite Twitter account shortly after the start of the season. And with the season, launched the OG Pass, featuring 4 different skins based on fusions of classic Fortnite outfits and 50 tiers of rewards. It's priced at the usual 950 V-Bucks, even though it only featured half the usual rewards, but people are still very excited to get their V-Bucks ready to purchase it. And in addition to the OG Pass, Epic also tried to capitalize on nostalgia by introducing the item shop's season-long replacement, the OG Shop. This featured a smaller page system, reminiscent of the pre-Chapter 2 item shop, and launched with now fan favorite Raven Team Lead outfit, and other classic item shop outfits. The major appeal to this style of item shop was that every 24 hours it would completely refresh, meaning that you had to act fast and grab anything you would want before it was gone for good. In the item shops, they introduced both new and old cosmetics, including popular collaborations such as Lewis Hamilton, Invincible, and even Stranger Things. While it is unknown the exact profit that Epic earned off the OG shop, it is safe to assume it's some of the highest to date, due to the choice of cosmetics, volume of players, and fear of missing out that was present during the style of shop. And every Tuesday we would see a seasonal refresh. During this, the loot pool would change to match that of the season being reflected. For example, with the X4 Stormwings in Season 7 refresh, and the Flintlock Pistols back in the Season 8 refresh. We would also see the return of a POI or area from that season. However, these were not always entirely accurate, with Epic seeming to be afraid to erase any pre-existing POI, but thus getting a smaller snow biome that was added to the map. And it didn't actually change any of the pre-existing map, and the Season 8 refresh only adding a couple of pirate bases rather than iconic areas like the Volcano or Lazy Lagoon. Despite this, people are still ecstatic to hop back in and play, as at the end of the day, they're still reliving the past. Nearing the end of the season though, anticipation had begun to arise for the newest Fortnite event, and with that came Fortnite The Big Bang. This was the first time we'd had an event in just under a year, with the infamous Fracture event being a year prior, which, as we all know, was not very good. But when the world was watching, and Epic had to end the season with a bang. On November 21st, we received the 27.11 update, in which began the event leaks. One of the first bits of information we received was a special appearance from the rap god himself, Eminem, who, thanks to the loading screen, we learned was set to headline a concert during this event, which for many created more questions than answers. Would this event only be a concert? How did this have to tie to Chapter 5? Will Fortnite even explain this one? Luckily, we didn't have to wait long for our concerns to be addressed. as the event was announced a handful of hours after the conclusion of downtime and was advertised as a new beginning for Fortnite. A teaser image was posted which had an object representing all of Fortnite's current and upcoming modes and experiences, except Save the World. And as December 2nd, which was the day of the event, came around, the servers had begun to have many issues due to the volumes of people trying to get into the event, being over 11 million players trying to log in and attend. There was an attempt to do reruns for the people who couldn't get into the first event, however due to server issues it was impossible for this to be done, and instead had to grant XP and a free backlink to everyone as an apology. The event was a strong one for those who did get to see it though, as it's starting off with a remix of the original end event from Season 6, however leading into our first look at the Fortnite metaverse and going into the LEGO, racing and festival realities where we got to see and try previews of the new modes before they were released the following days. And we are only learning now that over 3 months later after the season ended, there was lots of content from the season, with sources suggesting up to 60% of the intended content being scrapped, which raises more questions as to what happened with Epic to cause this, and also makes me impressed that Epic managed to pull off such an amazing season despite all their intended plans, the experience having to be scrapped. And now with that recap out of the way, what can we learn from this? Well, for starters, it is clear that nostalgia sells. The accounts that Fortnite received would make any game jealous, with it breaking records from the droves of people trying to hop on and relive the past. I think it also shows us that people are suckers of the past, and people crave the ability to replay and relive simpler times. The number of streamers and influencers who return to the game after all these years just have a crack at getting a victory royale back on Athena is astonishing. Other companies, not just for games but for media as a whole, should take notes on how to market nostalgia in a fresh way. Because what made OG so good wasn't that it was a copy and paste of Chapter 1 assets, but it's built from the ground up for this experience, which gave it a fresh feeling, especially considering that it retained some of the newer features such as sprinting, mantling, and the newer graphics and colours. It makes an experience feel so familiar yet so unique amid the transition between this event and the usual seasonal structure less jarring. I also believe that if they were to try this again, the results would still be phenomenal. The only issue I can think of for its return would be both the potential of it feeling stale and lazy, as it's a reused idea, and the high standards that we set for the content to follow, as having many eyes on the game after delivering such a popular and incredible experience may leave the following content feeling lesser in the eyes of the consumer. Fortnite were able to deliver this time with the release of Chapter 5, however, there is in theory only so high that Epic can go before they have to fall down somewhere. Despite this, they never seem to fail and have a very passionate dev team who know what is best for the game, and I think OG's return this year will be an incredible example of the ingenuity of the people behind this game. And that kind of wraps it up. If you enjoyed this video, please let me know by dropping a like and subscribing. I'm aiming to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of 2024, and each and every one of you supporting helps so much and means so much to me. I want to grow this channel into a community, and with the help of you guys, I can make that dream a reality. If you would like to get involved, make sure to follow me on Twitter at Starlink89 and join the Discord, link in the description. I'm hoping to do weekly content again. It may be on and off, but I'm going to try and upload either every Tuesday or every Thursday. I'm still yet to decide, but it's going to be a lot more consistent from me. And just before I end the video, I'm going to say a big shout out to Bots Kilo, Ollie Don't Care, Warhammer 2007, Karma, Harper Goes Uru, Tesco, Solus, Zapslice, Jovic, Labs, Laka, and everyone who's used my code recently. It means so much to me that I can promote this stuff at the end of my videos. And if you want to shout out in a future video, just send me proof of you making a purchase with the code Starlink on any platform, and you'll receive a shout out in the future video. #ad of course. And as always, thank you guys for watching, and have a great day, and keep it fresh.